At the beginning, I already told you that you're going to see my Warsaw. Not only the tourist Warsaw, but also Warsaw that's definitely less known. Yes, everybody that comes here with a bigger group, they usually see the most important things, the most touristy things. Old Town, Łazienki Park, Wilanów Palace, maybe something more if you have enough time. But you'll never come here. Well, half of people from this city, half of the citizens of this city don't even know that it exists. It's at the end of a very tiny street near the railway tracks, and it's a very grim place, to be honest. I'm not sure, but this particular shape of this wooden construction may seem familiar to you. Yes, it's the gallows. It's the gallows from the World War II. It was constructed here in October 1942, and people that were hanged here, they were the hostages murdered by the Germans after one of the actions of our home army. After the action that was called the Flower Reef action, Wieniec action. You could hear the sound of the train, and this action had a lot to do with the trains. As you know, in 1941, in June, Nazi Germany declared war on the Soviet Union. The railway tracks became more than essential. By the railway, the Germans were transporting soldiers and the equipment to the Eastern Front. At the same time, Russians' bombardments started. They were bombarding the former Polish territories. Warsaw was very often under the attack, bombarded by the Russian planes, by the Russian bombs, and that was to be used as an excuse by the commanders of the Home Army that wanted to blow up the trucks. When the bombardment took place, they would blow up the trucks. It didn't happen, unfortunately. Before they were ready, the Russian bombardment stopped. They stopped in September 1942, and the plan was a little delayed. Therefore, the planned sabotage act took place later. As you may expect, blowing up the trucks surrounding Warsaw, well, really enraged the Germans. The Germans were taking Polish people hostages, very often to execute them as a form of retaliation for the actions of the Polish underground. Some of the people killed in the public executions were arrested earlier. The hostages were often held in the Pawiak prison. Right now there is only a ruin of this prison in the Warsaw city center. In October 1942, the Germans hanged 10 people here in retaliation for blowing up the trucks. You will see many monuments like this in Warsaw. They were positioned in most of the places where Polish people were murdered during the war. The dates are different. Very often you will see the year 1944, the year of the Warsaw Uprising. The number of murdered people also differs. You can see 10, like here, and you can see thousands. This inscription says that on the 16th of October, Nazi soldiers, Hitler's soldiers, hanged 10 Polish patriots, hostages, in retaliation for blowing up the railway tracks. I know that today's video wasn't so much fun, but I find it very, very interesting, and let me assure you, not many people know about it in Warsaw. I can promise that the next week we will go and see something different, not that grim, also historical. So I hope you'll be with me next time. Thank you.